Hello, my name is Mina Chia, and I am here to welcome. This is Kpop 101, where I will be talking about how to improve your dance performances. These performances could be assemblies, showcases, anything to do with an audience where you want to promote and recruit. Song choice makes all the difference. So first, you need to determine what you have to work with. First would be power. Power is how many dancers do you have and how many dancers can you work with. Low power would be 3 to 5 dancers, medium power 5 to 13 dancers, and high power 13 plus dancers. Number 2 is skill. What is the average skill of the dancers that you have? You can't just focus on those 2 dancers that are amazing. You have to make sure you analyze the skill overall, because when you're dancing in a group, you guys are working together. Low skill dancers are those who might have never danced before, might have done a cover once or twice by themselves. They aren't able to learn very well on their own. They might need guidance step by step, and they might not retain the dances very well. Medium skill dancers are those who could do tutorials on their own. They may take a slower time to learn, but they will be able to eventually master it with more practice. High skill dancers are those who can learn super fast, can remember and retain dances really well, and those who will be able to help the other dancers who are struggling. 3 is time. Time depends on how much time do you have before the performance. And the second part would be how much time do your dancers have, depending on their schedules. In relation to just the dancers, little time, you guys can hardly meet up, schedules seriously conflict. You could probably just meet like once a week. Medium time is when you have more time, but you can't meet every day, be 1 to 3 times a week. Lots of time is when you can possibly meet every day or 3 to 5 times a week. How much time before the performance? I would say little time is 1 to 2 weeks. Medium would be 3 to 4 weeks. High or lots of time would be anything from 5 weeks, right? Or a month or more. Number 4 is location. It really depends on your situation. If you do have a location where you can go to, if it's available, it's not hindering your time, will you be able to practice as much as you want? But I could spend a whole nother video talking about locations and where to practice, but that is for you to decide and think about. Lastly is audience. And an audience can be cold, warm, or hot to K-pop. Cold to K-pop would be those who, again, don't like K-pop at all. They may see it as super cringy. Warm audience has some people who love K-pop. They may be more familiar with it. They might not know what K-pop is, but they don't necessarily have a bad view about K-pop. A hot audience is an audience who will just fan chant, that will cheer you on, who enjoy K-pop. I believe these audiences are a little more rare. Now I just wanted to explain some of my song choices from the past. I chose this song because my main focus was the audience. I knew we were going to perform in front of a warm audience who had seen us dance before, so I didn't need to worry about choosing a song that was more familiar to an American audience. This song has choreo that is really pleasing to the eye of anyone who watches, whether or not they like K-pop. The dance looks really hard, and we didn't have the skill of 17, but the amount of dancers covered up some of our mistakes. When we fell out of sync, it was harder to notice because of the amount of dancers we had, and it was still impressive because dancing with so many people was hard to synchronize. The song had a perfect choreo for us. I knew that with lots of practice and drilling, this song would allow us to look like a legit dance team. I worked with my dancers before, so even though most of the dancers had no dancing experience, because of their willingness to learn and progress, I was able to teach them this hard song, and we were able to pick this in the first place. We wouldn't have been able to accomplish this without our high power and our location that was available anytime we wanted. We would all walk over to my house after school and practice in my garage with the mirrors. Even though we didn't have lots of time before the performance, 2 weeks to be exact, the location allowed us to still practice often, thus giving us more time. We all wanted to show our school a new side of K-pop. Here are examples of songs that I would typically avoid with big performances. These groups are amazing and I love their dances, but dancing to these songs without accurately assessing what you have to work with might cause your performance quality to lessen. I personally believe that you should only cover an ITZY song if you are able to dance as synchronized as they do, on top of mastering their moves. Their dances tend to be fast, sharp, and detailed, so not being synchronized will make your performance look messy. Because there aren't many dancers either, if one person is not aligned with the other dancers, it will be very obvious and distract from your performance. Like ITZY, Stray Kids, and ATEEZ have such good songs and choreo that look super impressive, but if not covered by high-skilled dancers, it can end up looking like a mess as well. When you look at Stray Kids dance, they are dancing with so much power and it would be really hard to replicate. If you look at the chorus, this dance would not look very cool if you didn't perform with the same energy and exactness as them. ATEEZ choreo often has many little details that also need lots of skill to replicate. This part would look super messy and sloppy if you can't copy them exactly. Right here as well. These type of dances are just hard to dance because you're constantly moving and having to nail the small details. Also, it's hard to have that dance swag like them here. I'm not saying these dances shouldn't be covered, but these dances especially can end up harming your performances more than helping it if you don't execute it well. This song wasn't covered in high school or with a Kpop Club. I still put lots of thought into the song choice. We danced for a Korean festival, so I knew that our audience would be hot. I just grabbed some friends a week before the festival, so our time was very little. Most of my friends had never done a dance performance before. We were the least experienced group dancing that night. While I wouldn't have chosen this song because of the difficulty of the dances and the small amount of time we had, I chose them purely because of the audience. I knew there would be many in the audience who loved BTS. Fake Love is so well known and Black Swan had just came out. Even though our performance may have been messier than the others, our group had the best reaction from the audience because of her song choice. If you go watch her performance, you can hear the fan chants from Fake Love. Another advice from me, avoid doing poppy, bubblegum songs, especially in front of cold audiences. A cold audience already has a bad attitude towards K-pop, so hearing a song that's so bubblegum will be seen as cringy because it doesn't fit into America's music style. Those dances aren't super hip-hoppy, so you won't look like a dance group. But with a hot audience like ours that day, you would be able to dance a greater range of songs. That is it for video 1. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I will be preparing more videos soon. I wish you guys the best with your K-pop clubs or your Korean clubs, any performance that you guys are planning to do. Again, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Okay.